Hey Deltona, Donald Mayer here. Uh, I made that cartoon earlier using AI, illustrate how our city commission just caved. And I know a lot of people think the ordinance wasn't right, and how can they do this and how can they do that? And I understand, but what nobody else is under, or what seems like nobody else is understanding, is our elected officials, our Deltona City Commission, passed that ordinance on behalf of the city of Deltona, not the county of Volusia, not the state of Florida, not the United States of America, but the city of Deltona, our elected officials. But what happened? In less than 2 weeks, our city commission caved and bowed down to the county sheriff, another elected official, who just because he said, I'm not going to enforce it. Now think about that. And I've posted it on another Deltona community page, and they kicked me off of it for talking the truth. But think about it. We I already know if you're an adult and living in Deltona, Florida, you know our property taxes are outrageous. They're crazy, crazy high. And so that funds our city, our county, and all the little entities in that, including the Volusia County Sheriff. And so, on top of those ad valorem taxes that he receives from our property taxes, he also is receiving almost $16 million of just solely Deltona taxpayer money to enforce our ordinances. I showed the contract, it's in there, to enforce our ordinances. $16 million of taxpayer money to enforce our ordinances. And then he publicly said, I ain't going to do it. And so what happened? Our city commission caved. They just said, all right, we'll get rid of the ordinance, even though a few children and a couple almost died being struck by cars in our city. So put it all together. You know, you can argue about how the Volusia County sheriffs would enforce the ordinance, but that's for the courts to decide. Not the sheriff, not our city commissioner, not me, not you, the courts. That's the American way. And so what happened? And I think it's pretty much because when Fred Mackel first decided to make Deltona and began marketing it in the 1980s in periodicals to bring people all across America to Deltona, Florida to buy the homes and soak up the sunshine, is that the American way was already lost. The American dream was declining, and corporate greed was all it was about. We're a planned community, and so we don't have what the land and other communities around us have, which is a history rooted in a community. The land is the land. People in there that live in the land know they are from the land, and they're proud to be from the land because of its history and everything. Here in Deltona, we're just a hodgepodge of Republicans, Democrats, Northerners, Southerners, Yankees, Confederates, and all that tribalism. It just pits us all against each other, so that nothing that can be done can work together as a whole for the community, with the community supporting each other, because we're all so tribal. It's the mayor clique against the city commissioner clique, and if people like me come in the center and just talk about those individual politicians' ideas, we're silenced, banned from the tribe, so that we can't voice any reason. So just think about what's going on. Take a step back and just look at everything. Like like Theo here, right? Well, thanks for watching.